do a little bit of for our neck and our shoulders, allowing the head to drop into the middle and dropping out the other way. And move into the middle. Breathe in as you drop. Breathe out and center. And do it again. Deep breath in. I'm going to roll the head round and bring it back the other way. Feels a bit stiff and tight. Notice the quality of the movement. One more each way. And then we'll keep going with the upper body. So we're going to sort of drop down and around, circle round to the back, and do it again. So a bit sort of ragdoll-like, just let it live back in. Reverse that movement, so we up and drop the other way, hanging loose. We've got some clicky joints going on in the cabin tonight. And last one. Right, can we come and stand on the one leg? I'm going to sweep the knee in and out. Move back. We're going to point the toes as we sweep in and sweep out. Oh, hello, Liv's dog. I've not met you before. Little schnauzer, how cute. Oh. Alrighty, let's give that a go on the other side. So sweeping in, sweeping out. And as you do it, I want you to think about your posture. So lengthening up through the crown of your head. A little bit of lift from your rib cage. Pointing the toes. And coming to the other side. This time we're going to sweep in to the front and then cross behind. So cross in and out to the front and then cross behind. Testing your balance. Let's give that a go on the other side. In and out. And then behind. Test of our balance, lengthening up the posture, pressing down through the shoulders. Breathe. And last one to the front, last one behind. And if you can come and join me down on the mat now, breathe in and breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat. But actually, perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I'd like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility, and the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary Kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, you know, what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. You know, they take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other side. Mobilization for our achy backs today. Easy knees. Let the knees drop over to one side. Allow the head to turn. Pick the knees up and drop them over and down the other way. And let's do it again. As you push down through your knees, deep breath in, and breathe out as we drop them over to the other side. Breathe into your belly. In through the nose. Breathe out through the mouth. And can we do 4 more? Pressing the shoulders back and down. Turning the head to look over the shoulder. Mobilize around the neck. Last couple. And then from there, if you can place your feet flat on the floor. If you've got a little Pilates ball, you might pop it between your knees, or you can use a cushion from the sofa. So we're going to squeeze the ball up the bottom under as you lift. Hold at the top. Then roll down bone by bone. And as we come up, we're going to squeeze the ball or the cushion, squeeze the buttocks from behind as we hold, and then roll down bone by bone. And let's do it again. Tucking under, squeezing, holding, and then rolling down. Top of the next one, we're going to stay up there for longer, pushing up and holding, adding the arms as they come up. Can you touch your thumbs on the ground overhead, straightening the arms, then moving back in and rolling your body back to the floor, bone by bone. So again, squeezing the buttocks, the pelvic floor on the lift, squeezing between the knees as we hover the arms. Can you straighten them? So you're reaching your fingers, arms coming back in, and then rolling the body back down. Let's do that twice more. Coming up, good squeeze from behind. Breathe. And final one. Alrighty, let's release. And if you can, come and take a stretch. Right leg coming up. Using your hands to pull on the leg. Pointing your toes as you do it. You straighten your bottom leg down, keeping that leg up in the air, just gradually nudging the leg towards you. Notice my hands are up here, more towards the calf. That's it, easing that leg in so you can feel a bit of pull, pointing your toes as you do it. And then flexing both feet. So you're now going to push through the heels of the feet. Straightening the knees, so that bottom knee is pushing down towards the floor. And then pointing both sets of toes again quite firmly and just easing that top leg in a little bit. And let's release. And give that a go on the other side. So pointy toes, straightening the knee and elongating that bottom leg down. Reaching through both sets of toes quite firmly, and again we want that hand up more towards the calf. That's it, straightening the knee and then pressing through the heels of the feet. I'm going to push the ceiling away with that top foot, push the skirting board away with the bottom one. Both sets of toes again and even that top leg towards you. Up, calf. Let's the feet in, so we're now pointy toes, taking the opposite arm away from the leg. Pilates single leg stretch. Level 2, notice my knees sit above the hip. So, keeping the feet lifted. That's it. Pointy toes as we move out. Flex the feet and then point them. Lock with the foot flex. And the next one with the pointy toes. Last couple. And then flex. Alright, and then popping your hands just here on your knees. You're going to circle the knees out, round and in. Out, round and in. You're drawing a circle with the knees and let your bottom tuck as your knees come together. Tucking underneath as you bring your knees in and then let your back arch a little bit as your knees open out. Massaging the lower back against the ground. And reversing back in the opposite direction. Last couple. Final one. And from here, you can lay to your side, bringing your elbow directly underneath your shoulder. So we're going to bend the knees. And feet are forward on this first level. Focus on locking this shoulder down. We work at stabilizing the joint before we do that little bit of lift in the hip. And then lower. But for level 1, just about getting the hip off the floor and coming back down. Level 2, we take the knees a bit further back and we're going to sweep the arms. So we're now staying up there for longer. And then coming back down. we sweep the arm up by the ear, pressing those shoulder blades down the back. Our third option, more advanced, straight legs. Keep pressing your shoulder blades down your back as you take the weight on the arm and shoulder. Breathe. And we do 2 more. And final one. And from there, coming up to seated, we're going to lean away from that side that we've just been working. And let's release it open, and then if we switch the legs around the other way. So elbow on the ground, aim it directly under your shoulder. Bend your knees, and we're going to press the blades down so they're stable as we take the weight of the body, lifting and then lowering. Try to keep your head back so that your head and your shoulders are more in line on the roof of the mouth. On next level, we take the knees further back, and we're adding a hold at the top, sweeping with the arm. Squeeze and make a fist on that bottom hand as you press your shoulder blades down, so that as you take the load in the arm and shoulder, you're stabilizing the joint. Put yourself into a position of strength. More advanced, as we increase the leg length, add some more resistance into the move, making it a bit harder. Do 2 more. And final one. Let's come up to seated again, and again we're just going to lean away from that side where we've been strengthening. Breathe into the side of the body. Alrighty, let's open the feet now as we come up. And we're going to push the knees out. Reminding myself of this stretch in our walk to jog drive this morning. So palms flat together, you're going to push outwards with your elbows and your inner thighs, or sort of prayer position with the hands. Pushing out, supported stretch. Let's release. Okay, good job. So now's a good time to have a drink. I like to rehydrate, particularly if you're playing a bit of catch up today. It's time to remind yourself to top up. Let's move into some lunge stretching. Now, if you want to, you can do it weighted. If it's tricky to do the standing weighted version, you could always pop one knee on the floor on these. So find a level that feels doable to you. We're going to place one foot forwards and a tiptoe on the back foot. Now, if you're having a bit of a niggly back day, you might not go for quite so long a stride. Tuck your bottom under, and down, down, down. And straightening out through our front leg, and let's do it again. If you're feeling like you want to stretch a little further, wriggle that back foot away. Aim to keep your hips squared up as you come down, and lift your chest, open your chest, and then release. Next level, we add some fold like this weight, and then release. Or more advanced, we're adding some width to the arms, so we extend out to the side, and then release. So make it your own. We're going to do 3 more. Breathe. Oh. Final one. Alrighty, good job. Let's shake a leg. And if we can switch around and give it a go on the other side. So nice long stance between our feet, squaring up the hips. Tucking the bottom under as you come down. Now see if you can get this front thigh sort of parallel with the ground. At least heading in that direction. And straightening out the front leg. As you come down, lifting up through your rib cage, opening your chest. Particularly if you've been doing a lot of desk work today, often the rib cage can stay a bit stuck in that kind of dropped rib cage pose. So opening the chest, folding the weight. More advanced. We add some width to the arm. Breathe. We do 2 more. And final one. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release the feet just apart slightly. We're going to bring our shoulders up, squeeze, press down. Open your chest. And a little bit of lift back with the upper body. We come up and back. Going, lips just dropped off. Back in. Okay, so tiptoe walk, rolling the shoulders. You're walking along a tightrope, testing your balance. Then give that a go backwards. Lips back. Let's try forwards, rolling the shoulders. And then coming back. Squeeze your shoulder blades open through your chest. Okay, taking the feet just slightly wider than your hip. Activating your core as you drop down, down, down. As you lower, allow your bottom to sit down, but without going into overarch in the lower back. What's going on in your shape in your spine? Can you draw your belly button muscle in so that it feels like it's like you've got a pair of muscle pants on? That's how I describe the feeling of the core activating. I perhaps wouldn't have described it like that when I first started though. It's quite hard to actually even feel the core when I first began the journey of learning more about it. I had to sort of almost take it on faith that those muscles even existed. They'd never really been trained when I look back. So next level, we add some fold with the arm. More advanced, adding a reach. And the shoulder blades pull down and the chest open. And we do 2 more. Is it getting hot in here or is it my hormones? Final one. And shake a leg, your weights down. You can have a little drink. Getting into some yoga poses next. So, I'm gonna bring our back knee down. This foot forwards and hooking the toes at the back. So we've got a bit of distance between that front and back foot. And we're going to bring one hand down as we rotate and lengthen this arm up. Now, it's doable for you on your toes like this at the back, work on your toes. You're lifting that back knee, straight back leg out. Breathe. From there, we're going to bring our hand down and we're going to move either into half knees are on the ground or into full plank where we're on our toes. And we're going to do a little forwards and backwards, keeping the chest open. Breathe. And let's release. So dropping the knees down. So again, we can either keep that back knee down as we turn, or come up onto our tiptoe on our back foot, lengthening out through our back leg. The way we're allowing the hips to soften down a little bit. Breathing deeply. It's good to stretch. Or the half version with the knees on the floor. Rocking forwards, back, breathe. From here we're going to lift to our downward dog. So pushing the bottom up in the air, softening through our shoulders. Catch and just check if that heater's on. If it's on, switch it off. It's quite warm, isn't it, in here? Okay. I think that one's off. Yeah. All right, let's walk in with the hands. You can find a stick, or you can use a stretchy band that's doubled over. Good for this time of year, isn't it? Okay, so up to standing. Can also do this one kneeling if needed. And we're going to park our stick like that. So we've got our thumbs touched together. And you straighten your arms. Try to keep your thumbs touched together and roll your shoulders back, lifting your chest up. Squeeze, 2, 3, and then release. And let's do that again. So squeeze your shoulders. Adding a little rise onto tiptoe, so we come up, up, squeeze, and then release. And we get some height on the arms, lift the chest, and press the shoulders back. Let's do 4 more. Welcoming the wobble on these. Bring the feet touch together as we come up now. Narrow the stance. See the balance further. Last couple. And final one. Pulling the stick apart. And let's relax off. Okay, good job. So you might want to keep hold of your stick as you come down now. And we're going to move into doing some oysters. So if you want to, you can either do it without any ankle weights, do more of a mobility exercise, or pop some weights onto your ankles if you want to make it more of a strength exercise. So for those of you doing personal training or tribe training with me, I'd recommend you do what I've suggested on your plan. So lie down onto the side and use the stick. Try to keep that attached to your head, your shoulders and your tailbone. So we just use it as a bit of an awareness tool for positioning, and then bringing our feet forwards, lifting the waistline, we're going to point the toes as we roll the knee back 1, point the toes back 2, back 3, and then flex our feet but still hover. As you roll the knee back, keeping the head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick. And lifted in the waist. Now it's good to challenge the pelvic floor in different leg positions. So as you open your knees, can you squeeze your pelvic floor? And then for our next level, we keep that squeeze on the pelvic floor as we straighten the leg, bring it down and fold back in. So pointy toes as we open the knee, straighten the leg and bring it back in. 3 to go. Now as you straighten the leg, can you straighten it fully so you really extend through your toes? And final one, you're feeling it now. Alrighty, let's rest off. Remember, with strength training, it should feel tough. It's the only way we're going to really build our muscles and our bones up, by doing things that by the end of the set you're sort of thinking, oh, had enough of that. Okay, so head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick again, hovering through that top leg, and we keep it hovered as we point the toes and roll the knee back. Now often as we do this one, this top hip will wander a little bit. Can we steady that top hip? Doing that next level, we add some reach on the leg. And I'm thinking again about the pelvic floor, so we squeeze the pelvic floor as the knee opens. We keep it squeezed as that leg extends, and then relax as the leg comes back in. So we re-squeeze as the knee opens. And can we fully straighten that leg as it extends? That bit of turnout in the leg. Last couple. Breathe. It's normal to feel a bit achy by the final one. Alright, resting off. Now, see if you can arc your stick along your back. If you're using the weights, you can keep them on for some strength training. The hamstrings now and the back of the body. Side ponytail I find works well on this one. Head, shoulders, tailbone against the stick. Now, how steady can we keep that stick as we move the leg out? Add a little bit of lift, applying our core technique as we lift and hold for a few seconds. And then let's give that a go on the other side. Straighten the leg, lift it up, 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 and then down. And once you've got that steadiness happening, can you lift the opposite arm up by your ear? And as you do that, what does your posture and your shoulder do? And soften the blade down away from your ear. Inhaling as you reach. Exhaling as you lower. When we're advanced, we're going to stay up in the air and then fold the heel towards the bottom. A little pulse up to the ceiling. Straighten the leg out and then back down. Extending, holding. Little pulse. We're going to do one more on each side. Breathe. Final one. let's rest off. So if you're using the ankle weights, we're going to pop those off now. Have another drink if needed. Topped up. Sort the side pony out. Alrighty, so we're going to go wide leg position next. And take you to point your toes and then flex them. Body toes. And then as you flex, really sort of push down through your thigh muscles in towards the ground. And then point your toes. And do it again. So we flex, walk the hands forwards, bring our chest towards the ground. As we walk back in, point the toes again. A really good conversation with someone during personal training today, where we were talking about the power of visualization. So one of the things that I was saying that I had to work on after Bertie was born, and this was tricky to even open the legs without peeing one's pants, was to visualize the chest coming lower down and imagining that I could do it when actually at the time I really couldn't. So if there's things that you find really tough, sometimes as you're practicing it, just take yourself mentally to a different place of visualizing yourself achieving the thing that you're trying to get to. It can be incredibly powerful as a training tool. And last couple. Keep going. Final one. Alright, let's shake a leg. And from here, we're going to come down to our front, give our quads a stretch. So if you can, hold on to a foot, knees together, heel to the bottom. Apply a little bit of pressure down through the pelvis, so you push down through your hips. Now if you can get your heel to your bottom, you could try the next level by hovering the thigh bone to the ground. Breathe. Alrighty, let's release. We'll switch over to the other side. Knees together, catching hold of the foot. Pressing the pubic bone towards the ground can help you with alignment around the pelvis. So feeling for the pubic bone, pushing into the floor, so squeezing from behind, and then our next level, and the hips down, but adding that bit of thigh bone lift. Breathing deeply. Alrighty, let's release off. So from here, we're going to shift into our downward dog again. So if you can lift your tailbone up in the air, softening into your shoulders as you hold the downward dog. Now you can either stay with the basic version, into the child pose at any point if you need to, or on next more advanced level, we're going to add a hover, single leg up, toes up towards the ceiling. See if we can get a bit of height on that leg. Oh, lost the specs. So up we go with that leg as we press the heel down on the other side, and then let's release, softening the knees, and give that a go on the other leg. Pointing the toes, getting some height in the leg. Breathe. And let's take a walk with our feet towards our hands, and then have a seat on the ground. And with this one, you can hook a strap under your feet for level 1, or you can roll down hands free. And we make it quite a smooth move. Think about the quality of your movement. What's going on in the posture? Can we elongate through the crown of the head at the top? Tilting the pelvis under as we come down. Think of leading this move from your heart rather than your head. A good rule of thumb in life. Tapping the head down. And once we've got that fluidity of movement over time, we can start to challenge ourselves by bringing the arm back by the ear. Last couple. And for our final one, we're going to give our backs a stretch. So if you can join me down on the ground, and then draw your right knee in your chest, and let's roll that knee down to the opposite side, trailing the back arm diagonally, pressing the knee down, applying a little bit of pressure in the shoulder down, turning the head, deep breath, closing your eyes. To go on the other side. You can switch the hug of the knee, roll across, use your opposite hand to press your knee down towards the ground and trailing this other arm diagonally. Breathing deeply. Center, and if you can use this hand to sort of rock yourself up and come up to seated. Now I'd like you to find a little bit of wall space next, so you can come up to standing and give our pecs a little stretch. So if you can pop your hand against a wall, turning your fingertips backwards, striding the inside leg forward, and bending into your front knee, applying a little bit of pressure. Now, often the shoulders will ride up when it's tight, so soften the shoulders down and allow your head just to turn and look over your shoulder. Breathing deeply. I'm going to release and inch the fingers up and then bend again, straightening the arm and turning to look away from that arm. Breathing deeply as you apply a little bit of pressure with the hand against the wall. And let's release. And a little bit higher up. Into the knee. Release and give that a go on the other side. So twizzling the fingers back, stepping the inside leg forwards, bending into the knee. And we're going to turn the head and look over the shoulder. Deep breath. Release, bring the hands a little higher. Again, softening both shoulders down, turn, straightening that arm as you look over the other shoulder. And let's release, taking the hand just another inch up the wall, spreading the fingers, straightening the arm, softening the shoulders down. Turning to look over that other shoulder. Breathe. So let's move down onto our backs. I think that's made a real difference today. So if you can join me down on the ground, feel free to dim the lights, put your socks on, whatever you need to do. Come down and just rest your hands onto your belly. Open the eyes. Close your eyes. I'd like you to circle your eyes in clockwise directions. Go down, round, and up, and reversing the eyeballs around in the opposite direction. And good again. Circling the eyes. Behind the eyeballs, that sense of your awareness now to the back of the head. Applying a little pressure down through the back of the head so the chin sort of tucks in. And then release and soften. Let's do that again. Chin in, put pressure down so the neck is sort of lengthening. Apply a bit of pressure against the ground. Hold for a few seconds. And release. In as you push down. Breathing out as you release. And one more time. Space around your neck and throat. Bring your attention down to your belly. Breathing in slowly and deeply, letting your hands fill up the air. Breathing out for as long as you can. Letting out and calm down. Again, let your belly fill. For the heaviness of the tailbone at the base of the back. I'd like to press your tailbone down into the floor just for a second or two. And then release. And do it again and press down. As you press down, noticing how it tilts your pelvis a little bit and keeps in the pelvic floor. cheesy grin now. Muscles around me. Open mind. How you're feeling now compared to the start of the session. And a little roll over to our side. I hope that's made a difference today. If you can hit your unmute when you're ready.